what was your preparation for it? In fact, like your accent is kind of incredible.
Right. Well,
and do you find making an accent which is kind of from a vaguely similar? Actually, no, that's a bad accent.
For me, it's what's different for this. I think certainly from your experience is that when you're playing someone who really existed, it just kind of changes everything. But then secondly, when they're still living and will be actively involved in the making of the film, it presents kind of another kind of little hurdle. I had a wealth of material because the film is based on a memoir that he wrote, which is beautifully slim, highlights all the kind of bizarre, eccentric elements of their relationship that they shared. So I really did have like this amazing blueprint in the script anyway, but then also this kind of Bible, which is his own memoir. And I spent a lot of time with him and talked with him and had questions. And as I mentioned earlier, like wanted to push certain scenes further and kind of mine the script a little bit more to get to the gold. And what was interesting is I learned so much about the character just from talking to him and seeing how fresh all of these memories kind of still were in a way. We would talk for many hours and I would kind of prod in all kind of different places and see if he would give me stuff. And, by the end, he would be actually just physically exhausted. I mean, he would be just rubbing his head and kind of borderline falling asleep. But you just see that this experience for him with this woman was so important. It meant so much to him. So much so that when she passed away, he had to purge it and put it down on paper and get it published and everything. But still to this day, in some ways, he considers himself Gloria's kind of guardian. He protects her. And that, to me, made me aware of this has to mean, like, everything to you. Like, this love that he has for her has to be the best love that I have ever experienced or the most important love that, one could ever have or share with another person. That was revealing and very telling. And then for me and Annette Bening to kind of have to create that together, as you know, like when actors kind of come onto a set, they don't know one another. They're literally shaking hands and then going, now love each other like it's the most important love of your life.
You'd never met before?
We might have met briefly at something with Warren Beatty, but no, we didn't know each other. We weren't friends, certainly. And this movie asks a lot of us intimately and to share moments with each other where we have to kind of really go deep in the relationship. And we didn't talk about any of that stuff. None of that stuff was rehearsed. None of the scenes were rehearsed on its feet. And we spent the week going through the script, trying to make it better. And I think that established trust. And I think for a movie like that, which is intimate, you really do need a sense of trust and support. And we established that very quickly. So I was walking down Oxford Street in London, and I remember, they have all those calendars and things, on the street of like, random famous people. And your face was on there, and I think this is even before I knew you, and it was right in the height of all that stuff kind of blowing up with your movies and stuff. And to this day, now knowing you and being friends with you, I'm always like, you're so normal and so kind of ordinary that I don't know how you've really managed that. And also to come out of that with not only a career, but like a great career, and all these opportunities coming before you. How have you really done that?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's funny. I was doing an interview yesterday, and I think it's when you do. I've noticed that I did a thing in an English newspaper the other day, and they try and use the narrative of saying like that everything must be so stressful and crazy and blah blah blah. And I was reading it after, going like, do I sound like that? Because I think my main thing is like, I feel like so lucky like the entire time. And it's been like really fun. I've had like a really, really fun life. I was talking to someone else the other day, like, even when I first started auditioning, and it was with like Eddie Redmayne and Andrew Garfield and stuff, even then, when no one had any jobs or anything, it was really fun to go and do an audition and all mess it up and then just go to the pub afterwards. Like literally like every single aspect. There's never been a down part. Even being unemployed is really fun. And I think that really helps, because I think if you've had a moment of just sort of just raging at a closed door.
Right,
Like
right.
when the door opens, like you're inevitably gonna confront a cold gust of emptiness. Whereas if you're just like, whatever.